Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, gentlemen, very much for being here today. Unfortunately, Russia's unprovoked invasion of Ukraine has really reminded us of the threat that's posed by our adversaries and the threat to our own international stability. We certainly can't take peace for granted. So again, thank you very much for your service to our nation. If we could go back a little bit, I understand some of the discussion that's here, but if you could, again, Admiral Richard, just please reiterate why we can't extend the life of the Minuteman III.
Senator, there's a couple of reasons, and there's one that I probably have not emphasized enough in my previous testimony. Any of our deterrent systems have to be able to operate in the threat environment that they face. Fundamentally, they have to be able to pace the threat. Minuteman III, because it has been extended so long, has basically no margin left to be able to pace improvements in other nations' defensive systems. That's on top of the cost benefit that we would achieve by changing to a new system, modern, well-designed, lower operating costs. But I want to come back to, for any of these weapon systems, with Minuteman III being the best example, it has to be able to pace the threat in order for it to deter anybody.
Mm-hmm. And pacing that threat, but then also safety implications as well. You mentioned that the Minuteman III is 50 years old. But certainly there are ways that we can modernize and not only impact safety implications going forward, but also workforce implications. Maybe could you speak a little bit to that as we're going through modernization efforts and how we would be able to as well keep pace with the technology necessary to upgrade and modernize?
Senator, a common issue here is it's not just about modernizing a rocket, it's the entire weapon system. So a key attribute that GBSD will bring is a much improved nuclear command and control system for that particular piece. So that alone is another significant reason that we have to go do that. You mentioned workforce. The GBSD, and I'll defer to the Air Force for the specifics, GBSD requires a lot less number of people to operate it because it has modern methods of maintenance and sustainment. Remember, Minuteman III wasn't designed to be modernized at all. The Air Force did heroics to reverse engineer the ability to do that on a weapon system only designed to be in service for 10 years. So there's a number of these benefits the nation will achieve if we modernize the intercontinental ballistic missiles.
I appreciate that. And you've also spoken to the fact that not having a stable appropriation, stable budget, how that has impacted negatively the modernization effort. So I just wanted to reemphasize that we really need to do our work as Congress and make sure that we get back into regular order. So, Admiral, what is your assessment of the capability and ability of our domestic supply and production chains to produce our nuclear cores?
Senator, one, it would be best for me to defer the specifics of an answer to that to the people that actually buy this stuff. That's the services and the agencies. But bottom line is that's a very big concern that we have let across the board our industrial base atrophy. And we will need to take steps to restore capability and capacity in any number of areas, weapons complex, nuclear command and control delivery systems, such that we have a robust, resilient defense industrial base that's able to produce the capabilities that commanders like I will have to use to defend us.
Mm-hmm. And just in the remaining time, I really appreciate that. There's the need to really modernize out there. I know there's a number of different opinions on this committee as we come to nuclear strategic deterrence, but the fact that we should have regular order in the way we do appropriations so that we can continue to modernize if that is the directive that comes from this committee and from the administration, but then also the workforce that goes with that as well. I think there are a lot of issues that comes to this discussion today. We're just very grateful to have you there and working on these issues with us. So with that, I'll yield back. Thank you.